Sziasztok, kellemes péntek estét mindenkinek. Megint eljött a hónap utolsó péntekje, és itt a hivatalos stream, ami tényleg érdekes lesz most valószínűleg, remélhetőleg. Ugye egyrészt lebegtetve van, hogy megint lehet majd venni alfa 1-es hozzáférést, ami sokakat érdekel, főleg most, hogy már itt úgy elterjedt a játék híre. Másrészt pedig ugye folyamatban van a harc átdolgozása, aztán ugye mutogatta Steven a héten ezt a pestis doktor jelmezt is. Ugye nem sokára 3 hét múlva jön a következő alfa 1 teszt, amit itt írják is alul. Úgyhogy azért van miről beszélni. Lehetnek ugye meglepetések is. Minden egyéb. Úgyhogy kíváncsi leszek nagyon, hogy mit fognak mutatni most. Illetve 10-én vált az havi skin pack, amit nemrég ugye lore szempontjából itt elemeztünk a streamen. Szia ezredes! Hello, jó estét! Hogyne, most szuper hype van, megint jön a havi Ashes stream, hivatalos. Kíváncsi leszek, hogy milyen infók lesznek. Még másfél perc. Izús. Megint rádattak gépeket hétvégére? Vagy most nem? Itt a verseny megint. Mikor nem pörgött az összes, szerintem több ilyen összerakott van Fan Friday-es slide, és az enyém nem volt benne, amiben az enyém benne van, az nem volt múltkor. De most megint ott van, hihi. Jaj, de kíváncsi leszek tényleg, hogy mi lesz most. Menteni? Mit menteni? Mit mentetek? Ja, értem. Oké. Oké. Hát itt nem mondtak jó időt, havat mondtak, meg esőt, meg hideget, úgyhogy elméletileg nem, lehet, hogy nem lesz. Nem lesz jó idő. Ja, értem, aha. Elég hangos a... Hát itt eső esett egész nap, de lehet, hogy majd átmegy hóba. Elég hangos a videó hozzám képest.
Hello everyone, welcome to our Ashes of Creation.
Micsoda háttere van a csajnak.
For January 2021.
Össze vannak cserélve a képek. És hát a feliratok.
The next year already.
I want to go to 2022 already.
Ooh, I have the cam set up in a wrong spot. Whoops.
Igen.
Everybody's
Na most már jó.
It's magic. Welcome. We hope that you have
Szia,
had
Santa.
a
Hello.
glorious year so far. We know there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, but in Ashes of Creation, we have been
Szegény Stevennek meghalt a kutyája a múlt
doing lots of
héten.
awesome stuff, and this is going to be kind of a little bit of a longer live stream, just because we have so much stuff to share with you all. So you know,
Nem lesz olyan
buckle up,
feldobott
get
szerintem, mint
prepared,
általában szokott lenni.
we got a lot of stuff. I'm just going to quickly go through and introduce you to all of the lovely people here. I am joined by Stephen Shreve, our
Jeff is
creative
milyen
director.
komor.
I am doing well.
Igen, ott
Hello
vannak a
everyone out there.
kislányának
Long
a
time
játékai
no
ott hátul.
see. Hope everybody had an awesome holidays and New Year's, and you've survived through January thus far. And are ready for the rest of 2021. Hopefully it's a little bit more docile.
I apologize in advance. My cat just turned on the printer. And he's just scared himself. Stephen is glowing. It's primarily because there's a giant
Margaret
window next to
macskája
him
bekapcsolta
that's
a
lighting him up.
nyomtatót.
And of course, we have with us Jeffrey Bard, our lead game designer. How are you doing, Jeff?
Doing really good. Hi, everybody.
You
I know
excited?
it feels like a long time, but it really hasn't been. It's been like a month.
I know, right? It's because of holidays, I think.
It's a long month, though.
I think it's been a
Azt
little
mondják,
bit
hogy
longer though,
hosszabbnak
right?
tűnik
Because our December
utolsó
stream was on the
stream óta eltelt
22nd
idő,
or
de hát
something.
valószínűleg csak az ünnepek
Oh
miatt.
yeah, we did it a little earlier because of the holidays, so that makes sense.
Hello,
been
hello
almost 6
Ádám, szia,
weeks.
The
szia!
next one will seem like it's too close because they're gonna
Várjuk az infókat a játékról, az történik épp.
But with that, and I'm of course Margaret Crone. I'm your community marketing lead. I manage community marketing stuff, and you know we have a whole slew of amazing other folks who are not able to join us
Remélhetőleg
today
lesz valami
because
érdekes info.
we're all work from home. But we do have a little bit of a surprise. They may have a
Csamuka meg nyújtózkodik.
food-oriented name. So stay tuned for that.
Food-oriented name?
Yeah, food-oriented name.
Micsoda?
Peter Hamburger?
We'll be covering reminders, the studio update, design update, as well as web design update. And environment art.
Ja, igen, átdolgozzák az oldalt is, amikor ráfér.
And we'll be doing our
Laposan.
Q&A.
Lehet, hogy
I
abból
like that
mutatnak
there's
az új
a lot of
verzióból
guesses in
valamit.
chat.
De tényleg
So
ráfér.
with that, I'm going to go through our quick
Átalakítás.
updates really quick, because that's what they are. So first and foremost, we have our monthly cosmetic
Ja, igen, az
as well.
Az mostani
Our monthly cosmetic
dev
swap
discussion
over will be the
kérdés a bejelentkezési jutalmakról szól. Ez ugye eléggé kihegyezett vitát eredményezett.
Our December
Ugye ez azt akarja, hogy amikor belépsz a játékban naponta, akkor kapjál le valami jutalmat. És akkor azt mondják, hogy nem kell menni, azért lépjél be, hogy kapjál jutalmat. De ha nem jó játék, akkor tök felesleges azért belépni, hogy jutalmat kapjál. Meg hogyha a játék miatt magáért nem lépsz be naponta, akkor úgyse ér semmit. Szóval...
That was a hot topic.
Mások azt mondja, hogy hát ingyen cuccot kapni mindig jó.
Well, yeah, it was even. I mean, that was a small sample pool, but
Yeah.
I think that I was really unaware, actually, about the stigma associated with
Igen, itt fekszik Samu meg Monty egymás egyén hátán.
pressure tactics as opposed to the reward they're supposed to be,
Samuka
right?
nyújtózkodik.
But I liked a lot of the opinions, and it illuminated a little bit more the position that people have against them. So through that discussion and why it's always so beneficial to have these discussions, I think I've changed my mind on
megváltoztatta a véleményét
that as a reward system, and we'll probably rethink a better way to
napi jutalmakról, belépési jutalmakról. Valami más verzió, vagy más módszert akarnak, vagy találnak majd.
Be something beneficial to more casual players, but not a login reward, not something that's pressure tactic-y. I think that's really what the sentiment that came across to me.
Vagy valamit kitalálnak, de akkor nem lesznek elvileg napi jutalmak.
Yeah, and of course, you can still submit your feedback in there. The thread's still open. We would love to hear back from you guys on that front. And we do have our next one. I heard that there's a typo in that, so Toast is like, oh no. And of course, we have our dev discussion coming up soon for February. That will
nincs
be
formája, még van egy pár óra.
Stay tuned for that. We also have some guild-specific things coming down the line, so we'd love to get your feedback on those things as we flesh
Ideális. A következő vita téma az ideális plusz lesz. Hát azt majd megnézem, hogy mi lesz. Igen, a következő alfa egy előzetes teszt az ugye február 19-én indul, az a hétvége. Yippee! De még van 4 óra.
Yes, thank you.
Studio
update is we actually just recently finished some retrospectives on the December test that each department held and got a lot of good feedback, obviously, from the
Nemrég végeztek a decemberi alfa egy előzetes tesztnek a feldolgozásával.
Practices and procedures internally at the studio. Everybody had great things and input to say that now we track and look to improve upon. So really these milestones are beneficial not just for the project but for the studio as well, and we had a great time going through those retrospectives. Additionally, you may have noticed that I think it was about 2 weeks ago we started posting some additional jobs at the studio, and I think we will probably actually have
állás lehetőségeket is.
Yes, we are already filling them. We just had our first hire of the new year join us last week.
Elkezdtek megint felvenni a következő adagember.
It was Monday, Nathan. Nathan, a new QA specialist joined the team. Congratulations, Nathan.
We had two.
Have we had two? Oh, we did it. We had another engineer that started.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I swear I remember seeing the names. Yeah.
Yeah, Mikhail started actually in the first week of January as well. So the studio is growing. We are probably I think we're going to have over 30 positions that are going to be available in this first round of hiring. We're working with some recruitment agencies as well to help fill some of the more specific roles, the more senior oriented roles as well. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check that out, I know that community's been putting it out on socials. Feel free to share that. The more you guys help us spread the word about the project, about the company, about everything we're doing here at Intrepid and on National Inspiration, the better amount of people we have applying and the quality of people, and it's really just, it helps a lot if you guys go out there and help spread the word.
You'd be surprised how much makes a big difference.
So absolutely.
You think it's a small thing, and also even if you don't have like a ton of following on like a social platform, you don't even realize how much the algorithm picks up on you just retweeting or liking or commenting on things like that. So it does make a big difference in it showing up in other people's feeds.
If you don't have a big following on social media, that's okay. You just tag somebody that does, and you...
Azt mondja, nem baj, ha nem követnek sokan a közösségi médiában, csak tegelj be valakit, akit igen, aztán akkor ennyi kész.
It's too funny. So like put in all the keywords in there, like every big word that you can think of. No, don't do that.
Exactly.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yes. So that's all going well. And then additionally, outside of that, we are still pending a final move-in date back to the studio. Things are looking better than they were in December.
Ja, meg még ugye még mindig nincs meg, hogy mikor fognak beköltözni az új stúdióba.
And there's no crazy variants coming out of this virus.
Még otthonról dolgoznak.
Otherwise, that's pretty much a studio update.
Nagyjából ennyi a studio update-ről.
A lot of design stuff. So
egy csomó design cucc lesz.
Do a little bit of a preface, or Jeff, maybe you want to talk about kind of what's going on the design front towards Alpha 1 before we play a video?
Sure.
This video.
So again, kind of recovering from the last milestone in the last test, kind of going through all that data, figuring out stuff that we
nézik át a tesztadatokat,
kind of making those changes to the team.
Változásokat csinálnak, vagy változtatnak egyesek dolgokon.
And then also doing our planning for our next milestone. So
meg ugye készülnek a februári tesztre.
On the last test, and we're going to continue to make changes based on that stuff. And so anytime we get feedback, right, it changes a little bit of what our plan is. We have like a long-term plan, but that long-term plan always has
a hosszú távú terveik vannak, de ugye egyes részek így változgatnak közben, ilyen a rövid távú részek, a visszajelzések alapján is egy kicsit. Olykor.
Some of the like underlying mechanics, pushing some of those systems forward. And then there's other folks who are kind of writing up documentation to deal with some of the things that we learned from the last test. So, we're a little bit planning, a little bit moving forward. And then we're going to probably hit our first gear coming up next week. And we'll really start hitting the content pipeline.
Yeah, we just did retrospectives for the year, and Stephen has been taking a lot of
jövő héttől így a tartalmi dolgokra és fókuszálnak majd.
I just thought you might enjoy. No, just enjoy that. Just like, wait, what? No.
We have a milestone in February.
I know.
Hát húzós lesz a február.
But you guys are going to be seeing a video here coming up.
Na,
we're going to do this
videó, még pedig,
right now.
Perfect. I just want to preface that we are working from home, and I decided last night that I jump on with Bacon, and I know Bacon is beloved by everyone in the community, and chat with him a little bit about the environment team and
és a környezetről beszélnek, meg annak a készítéséről. Ugye Bacon az Environment Teamnek a vezetője.
Colorful mic, because Bacon is a colorful person. So because of that, you may see some spikes in the voice, and that's okay. Just prepare your ears.
Baconnek a mikrofonja egy kicsit érdekes.
Csak szól, I could not edit a lot of it, because like some of it, like he just peaks and gains, so I apologize in advance.
Yeah, but the obligatory preface here obviously is
Gyakran egyfajta ilyen közönségkedvenc. Olyan, mint a télapó, nagyjából. Ezt láttátok meg? És baromi jó környezeteket csinál, szóval.
Under the hood, so to speak. So keep that in mind.
All right. And with that, we will be playing a 25-minute video. So we'll
Micsoda?
see you in about
25 perces videó lesz. Azt a rabbantot.
Oh, were you saying something, Jeff?
I was. I forgot to hit my key. I'm just saying we'll see you on the other side.
Jeff nem akar mondani semmit. Hát akkor nézzük. Ott van Steven, meg a Rob, azt gondolom, az akkor Bacon.
Great out there. We are here back with another video in the Alpha 1 of Ashes of Creation on Vera. And I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, one of my favorite people in the world, Mr. Michael Bacon.
Oh, you built that up way too much. Hello, hello.
Very happy to have you here. I know the audience, you're a fan favorite, Michael, you know that.
Azaz, közönségkedvenc valóban.
We'd love to hear...
Ott a vulkán a háttérben.
Hear, you know, about what really goes into making an MMO world, because you have a ton of experience and you've worked on so many projects.
Ugye Bacon egy csomó játékon dolgozott már, ott mindenhol ilyen környezeteket csinált, meg igazából tényleg egy veterán.
I'm just being honest.
How am I gonna follow that?
No, but I mean, you and the team, the environment team, are doing such an amazing job. Every time I'm watching updates of the world just being built, I'm like, oh, this is getting better and better.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, team's done an amazing job, for sure.
Igazából tényleg baromi látni, hogyha visszanézzetek a régebbi videókat, tök látni, hogy fejlődik az egész. Minden jobban néz ki, mindig jobban néz ki a környezet. Ja, ez a legnagyobb játék, amin dolgozott eddig. Úgyhogy izgalmas a dolog. Jól néznek ki a pálmafák, bizony.
Like look at everything, and we're actually, I mean, we're in a pretty interesting spot right now in this particular map.
És ugye Baconon, és hát Bob a neve, mindegy, az a pestis doktoros ruha.
Maybe we can like walk over this while we talk.
Majd ha megy, akkor meg lehet kíváncsiak, hogy hogyan mozog az ugye egy ilyen...
So what's been some of your favorite aspects of this particular milestone for Alpha 1 and building kind of this world's...
Mikor lemaradt rá így. Ja, nem tudta, hogy tud egyszerre menni meg és megbeszélni.
So great.
Mikor lemaradt.
What's been some of your favorite aspects of this Alpha 1, you know, and the building this part of the world?
Obviously the environment is gorgeous. I mean, you know, just the content, you know, or the theme that we used on it, with being the tropics. Sorry, I cannot do this at the same time. I like
egyszerre menni meg beszélni.
We got using this push to talk thing. It's like crazy. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, right here. I'm sorry.
I can only walk straight and talk at the same time.
Oh, you're killing me.
Azt mondja, beszéd közben csak egy vonalban tud menni.
No, that's fine. Let's go up here to like the edge, and then we can just kind of sit here and talk a little bit.
Akkor üljenek le, leülnek a szélén, aztán onnan. De jól néz ki ott is.
I love the canopy nature of this. Hold on, let me see if I can jump on.
Nem fogsz tudni szerintem felugrani, de mindegy.
I need to show my UI. Oh, that's not what
nem tud egyszerre menni megbeszélni, te jó ég.
We're doing this live, and by live I mean we're recording it the night before, and there's not going to be any editing.
Yeah, so
nem fogják megvágni a videót.
It's just the nature of the tropics biome.
Ez a trópus részen van.
I'm just seeing the sheer size. Like the rock canopy that we are
ott a gyíkhátas.
right now is just huge.
YouTube csatornán csináltam róla.
Take in the space.
Plotty.
I just jumped off the edge.
Csináltam róla lore videót. Hát ez szépen leesett.
Right in the water.
Bacon is leesett, vagy nem? Hol van?
I got 150 in damage.
Oh no, did you die?
No, surprisingly.
Let me, I'm gonna swim over just to kind of give everybody the perspective.
Nem találtál a vizet, vagy hol van?
Rock canopy, where like ships can float through and whatnot. Or sail through, I guess. You know, another thing that's been interesting is, and maybe not a lot of players get the opportunity to see, is you know, there's obviously considerable portions of the map that, you know, still need to be built and have cool. Oh wow, there's some weird looking seaweed over here. I'm actually really concerned.
Ez mi?
Where'd you go?
Érdekesen mozog a Kínát.
No, well, I'm out of the water. I'm on the shore.
Which shore did you go? Did you go north or south?
I think I went south.
Mikor eltévedt?
I went south too.
I should be just underneath the rock canopies. You talking about the kind of black seaweed? Is that going on? Yeah, it's not supposed to be black.
I was like,
you know,
it's ominous.
It's not supposed to be black. Yeah, there's some rendering issues going on there. We'll figure it out. This is work in progress.
Csak megtalálják egymást előbb-utóbb.
Absolutely. Try to come out near the southern entrance where it like goes back towards the main island where the water's still at under the canopy.
Okay, hold on a second.
You know, another thing I love about so far has been about this map is that, and probably everybody in the audience knows this, is that giant volcano. I try to put it in as many parts of the screenshots that I leak.
It's gonna be in every biome.
I know.
Like everyone.
Just like
a vulkán ott lesz mindenhol.
Volcano for each biome.
Annyira tetszik. Egyébként tényleg jól néz ki, szóval.
So I'm looking at the volcano and I'm over near the entrance to this canopy on the ground, like at the sea level.
Oh, okay, I'm way ahead of you. All right, hold on a second.
Csak megtalálja.
So, you know, another thing that's cool about the map has a lot of water, obviously. And this
igen, ez az alfegyes térképen egy csomó víz van.
The world map of Vera, this particular
meg alapvetően a világ térképen is egy csomó víz van.
Coastal inlets and coves,
szigetek, meg félszigetek, meg ilyen belső tenger, meg mindenféle. Érdekes lesz majd a hajókázás. Meg a tengeri tartalom. Építünk egy házat a tengerparton.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
I could imagine.
A lot of stuff. I mean, just the sheer size of it is crazy. I mean, just like populating it and detailing it out is, yeah, it's a monumental task. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Has it been, have there been any like real discoveries that you've made in the process of like going through building the Alpha 1 and the portion of the world map that Alpha 1 encompasses that has caused you kind of as an environment team to rethink approaches and like change things essentially?
Oh geez, that's like daily.
Naponta vannak ilyen új dolgok, amiket felfedeznek a pályakészítés közben. Most képzeld el, hogy onnan fentre felpakolsz őröket, mindenféle ijászkot, meg mindenfélét, és mondjuk itt alulról jön be a támadó hajó, és akkor itt simán így fentről így le. Tök jó kikötőt lehetne csinálni. Még kicsit sekély, de hát ott nyilván ott valami ébreszen. De hogyha van a közelben egy nód mondjuk, akkor aztán egy karavánnal itt a ciklák között elbújkálni, aztán úgy tovább menni.
Propagate the node system from level to level in real time.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. That specific system,
platform system.
It's been neat watching it kind of grow into what it's becoming. I think once we are hitting like Metropolis, we're really going to see some really cool stuff with it.
Yeah, for sure. And the cool thing, and was always kind of my concern, I guess, initially when
nem találják meg egymást,
vagy nem tudom, was how we can make sure that the representation of these various cities across the world are going to be diverse and not just cookie cutter.
Az egyik fontos kérdés az volt, hogyan lesznek majd a városok eltérők egymástól. Tehát nehogy az legyen, hogy mászkálsz, és akkor hát ez megint ugyanaz az emberi város, meg mind ugyanaz az elfváros. De visszhangozik. Úgyhogy ez elég nagy munkájuk volt, hogy ugye az ugyanahhoz a stílushoz tartozó városok ne legyenek egyformák. Különböző lehetőségeket raktak bele, ugye Az elején még random indul el. Csak később lesz lehetőség arra a polgármesternek, hogy meghatározza, hogy ez az épület hova meg hova kerüljön. Valami így pluszba bele. Rohadtul nem találják meg egymást.
I'm under the rocks, you know, in that main inlet. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna come into the main
sziklák,
inlet area.
sziklák alatt.
One other thing that's been interesting, how many biomes are gonna be in ashes?
Hányféle terület lesz?
Top your head. I think it was like 20, right?
20 féle? Úristen! 18. 18-20 féle ilyen, tehát lesz dzsungel, meg havas rész, meg sivatag, meg mit tudom én. Durva.
Coming up with these biomes. I know that players have seen the world map and they've seen kind of that cut up and represented through different terrains and like tundra and snow and grass.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just wanted to represent
most csak egy macska van, igen. Csomó lement.
Under the sun, really, and just have enough
Csomó
diversity
lement
over the
közben.
world that, like, when you went from area to area, you know, you really just got a contrast of, you know, different biome types and, you know, being able to experience that. So, I mean, I think we just went for as wide as possible, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember, gosh, it must have been at least.
Meg ugye az is kérdés, hogy hogyan váltanak át egymásba a különböző területek, tehát mikor sivatagból átkerülsz erdőbe, az ne olyan legyen, hogy ott egy vonal, és akkor úgy puff, lépsz egyet, és akkor már van. Sivatag vagy erdő, és fordítva. Ez ilyen elég széles ilyen átmenetet hagynak elméletileg.
And how we can take that as inspiration and fantasize it up a bit, and employ them.
Nem az lesz, hogy lépsz egyet, és akkor egyik lábad az erdőben, másik lábad a sivatagban. Nem lesz egy ilyen szélesebb átmeneti rész mindig. Hát, hallgatnak, ha akarnak, persze. Ha éppen olyan kedvük van, macskák, tudod. Alapesetben hallgatnak. Meg van sértődve valamiért, vagy olyan napja van, akkor nem. De egyébként igen. Blub. Na, a víz alatti részt még nem csinálták meg rendesen, mindig ez a homály van.
What resembles real world, you know, biome, but also has that flair and fantasy that just kind of sets it apart and takes it up a notch.
Én meg arra törekedtek, hogy ilyen valósághű részek is legyenek, de legyen benne mindegyikben egy ilyen kis ilyen fantasy fűszerezés. Hát valósághű, de nem teljesen. Mármint ugye a területek, tehát.
Feel of the environments, but then at the same time, you know, there are high fantasy elements of it, you know, cool silhouettes.
Tehát nincsenek elszállva, tehát nem lesz ilyen dinnyehéj, házaska, meg mit tudom én, de azért lehet érezni, hogy ez ilyen high fantasy környezet. Alapvetően eléggé realisztikus.
Just trying to like punch up the environments, you know, in a way that's just like, you know, they're just gorgeous and they're fun to play and, you know, they're just super immersive.
I'm still trying to find you.
Az biztos, hogy egy csomó időt el lehet majd fetszolni azzal, csak hogy körben. Jó, hát el is kell, mert ugye nincsen gyors utazás. De alapvetően a felfedezésre, meg a turistáskodásra egy csomó időt el lehet majd szórakozni. Hú, de jó lesz.
I am frozen. Where? I am frozen.
Vagy márciusban, mikor már lehet streamelni az alfát, na az lesz szerintem egy 2-3 napot tudja azzal töltök, hogy csak így körbe mászkálok, aztán megmutatom, hogy mi hogy néz ki. Na. Nem tud fel... Hát nem hiszem, hogy fel tudsz menni. Elég meredek az a szikla. Ott hagyta... Ja, izé eltűnt. Hát nem kell előre szólnom annyira, szólok nyilván, de... Ugye február 19-től 22-ig lesz a következő alfa egy előzetes teszt, amit még nem lesz streamelni, és márciusban meg a 22 és 26 között azon az egész héten, azt már lehet, úgyhogy szabadságomat már beírattam. Úgyhogy az lesz. Utána meg az április az ugye egy hónapos lesz, csak ugye az a baj, hogy nyilván ott azért már logisztikáznom kell majd a munkahelyem. Egy hét szabadságot beírtam így a harmadik hétre, egyébként az elsőre akartam, de akkor már így beírtam mindenki magát. Úgyhogy az nem jött össze, de akkor majd este, és akkor na most visszaugrott valahova? Vagy kicsit szét van stretchelve. És ott is lesz egy hetem szabad, de ott egyébként, hogy bőven, inkább csak úgy munka után lesz majd az elején, mert hát ugye dolgozni is kell. Sajna. Kivéve, ha addig megnyerem a lottót, és már akkor nem. Ádám, a stream arról szól, hogy van az Ashes of Creation nevű játék, amit most csinálnak, és minden hónapban van egy ilyen hobby összefoglaló stream, amiben mutogatnak dolgokat, amiket csináltak abban a hónapban, meg újdonságokat, meg stb. És ezt egy ideig fordítgatom, mert ugye van, aki nem ért annyira angolul, hogy élőben azonnal tudja magában értékelni az információkat, amiket mondanak. Esetleg. Itt a technős.
The jungle. Tropics. Well, this is like
Alpha.
Jungle. It's more like its inspiration was taken from like Bora Bora and Thailand and just seashells.
Hát ugye most konkrétan itt a környezetről beszélnek, ugye Michael Baconnel, aki a környezetkészítő csapatnak a vezetője. Most arról beszélgetnek, hogy milyen csinálni ezeket a csodálatos vidékeket itt a játékban. Egyébként tényleg baromi jól néz ki. Igen. Jó fej egyébként a fickó, nagyon. Igen, egyébként ez végig fogom tesztelni, ugye már teszteltem az Alpha 0-ban, meg az Alpha, Pre-Alpha 1-ben most decemberben, meg most februárban, meg majd márciustól az Alpha 1, az még előzetes április az Alpha 1-ben, aztán az Alpha 2-ben, Beta 1, Beta 2, aztán megjelenés.
And literally be able to see like something that is kilometers away, you know, like, and just kind of progress to that area, and it doesn't change, and it's not like an instance or a wallpaper, and actually like walk up to the volcano or walk to that other shore.
Ja, igen. Egyébként azt mondják, ugye valóban, tehát nem az van, hogy ott a vulkán ott a háttérben az csak egy ilyen látványelem, hanem el lehet oda menni. És tényleg el lehet oda menni. Hát nem hinném, hogy benne leszek a stáblistán. Nem vagyok hivatalos tesztelő, hanem én ilyen content creator-i címre pályázok. Tehát amit látszod, el lehet menni. És tényleg. Majd elmászkálunk a vulkánhoz, tök jó.
So one of the things I'm looking at right now, like across this ocean, I'm looking at these kind of unfinished shorelines, you know what I mean? And can you talk a little bit about like from Alpha, when we move out of Alpha 1, actually while we're still in Alpha 1 you guys are working on this, but when we move out of Alpha 1, the rest of that world, that 400 plus square kilometers, all that stuff's getting worked on and getting built.
Az egész térkép az több mint 400 négyzetkilométeres.
Aspect of it, like I'm looking at right now across the, well, maybe I can start moving over there and just show, but like, can you talk a little bit about
nem, ez úgy fog működni, hogy semmit nem kell megvenni, csak... köszönöm szépen, Ádám. Nem kell semmit megvenni, hanem havi díjat befizet és játszol. És abban benne van a... Igen, több mint 400, azt hiszem 425 vagy valami ilyesmi. Most az Alpha ez ilyen 25 körül van, és hát gyakorlatilag nem tudom mennyi időbe telik így átvágni rajta az Alpha 1-es térképen, hát nem kevés. Ja, és nem lesz ugye teleportálás meg ilyesmi. Látod. Most te megtanultad, Ádám, többet ilyet nem csinálsz. Szóval nem lesz teleportálás, tehát lesz fontos szerepe lesz a távolságoknak. Úgy látom, nem találja meg Bacont, már le is tett róla, hogy megtalálja. Hoppá! Most mi történt? Meghalt valamiért? Hajrá, Ádám, hajrá! Valamiért meghalt, nem tudom, miért halt. Hát, hogy túl kiment a tengerre, vagy nem tudom. Csak meghalt. Ja, de mert tudom, miért meg. Mountain nem lehet vízbe menni, mert akkor meghalsz egy idő után.
Can you just keep going then?
Yeah, no, you're good. You keep going.
All right. Well, it's over to the east. We have the Riverlands, which is, you know, kind of like your classic, classic Riverland sort of biome. And then further north from there, we start moving into the desert regions. And further south from the tropics, we start going into like the heavy jungle area.
I'm excited to see the hilltop stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think that's probably the next one we're going to tackle.
It's like cool crap.
Yeah, well, plus also, you know, it's like when we're working on this tropic zone, I mean, when you look off over the distance, you know, all that landscape that's supposed to be there isn't there yet.
Most másik volt egyikről.
You know, it'll be nice, like as we're filling this out, we actually start really seeing more of the world, you know, coming online, and you know, and the tabletop mountains in general, because they're just so vertical.
Hát ugye nyilván dolgoznak a több részén is a területnek. Figyeld, ott micsoda izé van, ilyen gyűrű vízben. És azt mondja, hogy tök jó lesz látni, amikor majd a játékosok felmásznak a hegyekre, meg minden. Fel fogunk mászni, azt tuti. Mi volt Bacon kedvenc MMO-ja?
I'm terrible with being put on the spot.
Oh, no, okay, you don't have to answer. What's the favorite thing you like to do in MMO?
Ezt nem mondtam.
Yeah, I like just taking a, well, all right. Me and MMOs, I like running around killing people.
Kedvenc dolog, amit csinál az MMO-ban, az mászkál körbe és megöl mindenkit.
Just like run around, explore the world. Oh, look at this guy over here. What's he doing? Ah, you know, take his stuff and, you know. Yeah,
have you ever played an MMO that had like ship combat or pirating and stuff like that? Where you can like take other people's things.
Not, I mean, except for, well, not pirating and the old ship stuff.
Kalózos lehetőségekkel rendelkező az MMO-val nem játszott, akkor nem elkécsezett, úgy látom.
I don't remember what the name was called.
You're playing a different MMO than me.
Tényleg olyan furcsán néz ki. Akkor is hullámzik, amikor nincs ott a víz.
One of the first major ones that came out. What was it?
Ezen majd még dolgoznak.
Oh, like Ultima Online or...
Yeah, Ultima Online.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're running around, you know, this is like naked dude, you're just yanking people and taking their stuff.
A karakterek animációjával vannak gondjaim még, de ezek a mount animációk már most tök jók szerintem. Milyen jól fut ez a raptor is.
And it was really great when, you know, at least from a PvP perspective, and they also had some, you know, some cool PvE aspects of naval combat. But a PvP perspective is you could literally pirate people's, you know, hard-earned packs and stuff. And
ja, most mondja éppen az elkézben, hogy el lehet lopni a drága csomagokat másoktól a tengeri hadviselésre.
When I'm seeing areas like ours with these types of just water gameplay, these zones that are really constructed.
Képzeljétek el például ezt éjszakát mi nem is láttunk egyáltalán. Hát nyilván lesz.
Combat scenarios between players on
different types of ships. Megint nem tettem fel a kérdést az évszakokra. Fenébe. Beírom a legközelebbinél.
I love that aspect of world building. I think that's
that's where I want to really, you know, see this going as soon as we get
ship combat. Tök jól lehet összerakni egy ilyen világot, most képzeld el. Nem értek az ilyesmihez, de baromi jól lehet, hogy csináld, és akkor egyszer csak így puff, és akkor egy ilyet látsz.
Actually, as far as MMOs and stuff, I've been playing actually a lot of Red Dead Redemption lately, and they got a lot of really cool stuff.
Oh yeah, they did a great job with that.
Yeah, just the level of detail and that kind of thing. So
I think my favorite thing I think my favorite thing about Red Dead Redemption 2 was just the funkiness that could happen with the horses.
Yeah, totally. Like when you're running and you hit a fence and your guy
Red Dead Redemption 2-ből a lovaknak a lehetőségei voltak a kedvencei.
It's just super cool.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why, like, right now we're working on the the big systems and things, but when we start getting down into like the details, just being able to create such finite sort of detail, you know, in the characters and and mounts and, ships and you know, travel and that kind of thing. It's gonna be
Nézzétek meg a páncélja a gyíknak is milyen
just the
részletes
cities,
meg az
you know,
egész.
just the building of the cities and stuff. It's
Nagyon
gonna be awesome.
durva.
I'm really looking forward to getting to
A
where,
karmaival
you know, you can
kaparja a
level
homokot.
up all the way through camp to
Baromi jól meg van csinálva.
Metropolis and, you know, just seeing that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing that, you know, we haven't seen it in any other MMO really. You know, not to this degree at all. Like not even
Literal like
close.
fantasy Sim City.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Complete with player governments and, you know, all that stuff is literally a dream come true, at least for.
I gotta say,
Ezt
like,
tudni, hogy egy freehold.
saw, like recently, you know, just since last.
Itt ez a rész, amit átvágott az előbb, az totál olyan, ahol lehet építkezni szerintem. Totál úgy néz ki.
Oh yeah.
That was really cool.
Oh, it was very cool. And I mean, it
Mondjuk ez tök jó, hogyha itt tényleg így lesz a tengerparton is, baromira jól néz ki.
And then now, you know, we saw that in
Saját
blockout
tengerparti
form, and then
vityilló.
boom, here was this animation for it, these effects, and it was like, oh wow, I can see this now. I can actually visualize what it's going to be like to watch a city develop and develop by the dictation of the community and the players. That's such a cool thing.
Ugye, hogy dolgoznak, ugye fejlesztik a node rendszert, most már látszik, hogy hogyan fog kifejlődni egy város. Úgyhogy baromi jó. Ja, hát mi is szeretnénk látni.
Thanks for joining me. I know the community loves you and loves the work that your awesome team, everyone on the environment team is doing in helping to create this beautiful world. So keep up the great work, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Folytassák tovább a jó munkát. Úgy. Nem sikerült összejönni, de hát ez van.
I wouldn't kill you for how long that is. Come on.
Well, I figured today's probably going to be another hour and a half or 2 hour long stream.
Yeah, it's more about how long it is, but I'll just, you know, take my lunch later. Just have to deal with it. It's more about Jeff. Can Jeff survive it without his stomach growling?
Oh, I'll be fine.
I have trusty gummy bears.
Valószínűleg ez is egy hosszabb stream lesz, mint egy óra.
Oh,
Így
no.
maximum korogni fog a gyomruk. Steven meghozott gumimacikat.
Gummy bears and gummy worms and stuff.
Oh yeah, Cliff makes gummy bears.
Yeah.
How come
and they're sugar free?
Yeah, they were sugar free, and they tasted actually pretty good. He had them during our Extra Life live stream, I believe.
Cukormentes gumimacik.
Feed me all kinds of weird candy. I didn't like the chocolate with coconut. It was like coconut can be grainy sometimes, and it was not my jam. But anyways, we hope that you guys enjoyed that. It was a really cool look, and I know we've been asked a ton of times to get Bacon back on, so we got him on. Maybe I might need to work with him on his mic quality.
Sokan kérték, hogy Bacon legyen megint a streamen, hát most volt.
It wasn't too bad. The only thing that got to me was was hearing myself speak a little bit, but I just trucked through that.
Ja, egy kicsit furcsa volt, hogy vissza lehetett hallani. Steven mondod, de hát
yeah, it's where in the world is Michael Bacon?
I tried to summon him, but my GM commands were broken, I think.
Did you forget to turn on like your commands?
No, I was.
Nem sikerült megidéznie maga mellé a karakterét.
Yeah, the mic was peaking. That's why we warned you all in advance about it.
Biztos talált magának valami titkos helyet, amit ő csinált, aztán elbújtott.
It actually, I recorded it in 4K as well, so maybe after the stream we'll upload that to YouTube.
Lehet, hogy ezt a részt majd feltöltik a YouTube-ra 4K-ból.
What does the chat think? You think we should load that up to YouTube or
no? I don't think they want it.
Yes or no? Yeah, 4K on YouTube.
Megkérdezik a chatet, hogy feltöltsék-e vagy nem.
But I do want to say that, you know, if you've been following our development progress, some of those big rock formations and stuff like that, we've been showcasing like the progress of like the concept art to the creation of them. And
azt nagy szikla formációt, azt nem mutogatták korábban is külön.
It's really exciting to showcase, because I've
most
worked on a lot of
belerakták
games
már
and I haven't
a
gotten to
világba.
showcase like the development progress and process of it. So you're actually
Az átívelős részt, ahol mondtam, hogy onnan kell lövöldözniük az őröknek a hajókra, akik jönnek.
Anything else that you guys want to add in there? I didn't see a lot of questions in chat. I know that there's some things that we prefaced in there. You know, obviously things are subject to change. The water stuff, I know we're going to be making some adjustments to that. A lot of the lighting is finalized. And
just to go over a little bit maybe what you saw there and talk a little bit about it. Some of the eye adaptation actually still needs to be balanced a little bit. It can get a little bit dark. The lighting is still getting passes on it.
Még a fényhatásokon is dolgoznak nyilván. Gyakorlatilag itt még semmi sem végleges.
that there's a lot of polish that's missing, and that's because,
Ugye mindig ilyen
as you
különböző
said, this is
változatokat
Alpha 1,
raknak be.
and a lot of while it looks great and the environment team is unbelievably amazing, they haven't had time really. They haven't had time to polish it to the extent that they will polish it.
De jól néz ki, de ez még nem a végleges.
So good. So that being said, there was something else that was in there that I wanted to mention.
Majd amikor már finom hangolásokat csinálják, na majd akkor.
Oh, water shader. Sorry. So the ocean shader will actually be replaced. And
kicserélik a vizet.
The final version of the ocean shader will look amazing.
Ez olyan szédító.
This is a good placeholder, but it's not quite there yet. Also, the underwater post-processing.
Jó, egyébként már ez is jobb, mint ami volt korábban. Az olyan volt, mint egy ilyen folyékony filmfelületen mennél. De ezt is lecserélik.
Yeah, like we're going to want a lot of underwater content and you need to be able to see it.
Ugye a víz alatti részt azt nyilván, mert sok víz alatti cucc lesz, lehet kincset keresni, meg minden. Hajókra, aknát szerelni, azt nem tudom.
I think the only other thing that I noticed
lehet, hogy lehet majd, de nem tudom.
In regards to the population, like there weren't a lot of creatures in there. You guys are finalizing population and adding
nyilván
more
lesznek,
this area that we were running around in actually was still a work in progress on the population side, but I just wanted to kind of give people a look, under the hood of what these zones look like as they're just starting to come online from the environment teams of these large games, these giant worlds, right? So you didn't see a lot of
leeresztik az egészet, és kicserélik is. Egyébként ugye ez nem lesz ilyen üres, majd lesznek állatkák, meg minden, csak még nincs minden benne. Nyilván. Nem az a lényeg most, hogy benne legyen mindenféle lényecske ott a kéhen. Kedvedét majd a februári teszten belepisilek a vízbe.
So what we do is we wait until
ez a hínál nagyon furcsa. Akkor lebeglobog, amikor nincs ott a víz. A víz olyan, mintha visszahúzonna előle. Nekem tetszik egyébként a víz, csak a parti része nem. Valami nem stimmel, ez nem igazán olyan. Innen oké, de kintről nem jó.
And these are kind of
ahogy visszahúzódik, olyan furcsa egy kicsit.
Where there's like, some kind of historical event, or there's just a cool looking vista, or
jön kifele, akkor jobb. Akkor megy vissza, akkor valami olyan fura.
And each of these have a story behind them, and there's a lot of prop requests, and so these things aren't finished yet. So they might be at like 50% or 65%. So they're not ready for us to put population down. So that's why these kinds of areas, these kind of like really cool vista areas that Steven's going to show you, don't have population. So that's another layer that comes later.
Igen, ugye az élővilágon mind dolgoznak, mint az állkákkal, meg a stb. Tehát azért nincs ez bele, akkor mert az még folyamatban van.
There was a couple questions in regards to when Steven jumped off the cliff into the water. Will there be fall damage when you fall into the water? And also, I know there were some questions regarding mounts. A lot of those questions that you guys have asked in regards to mounts is answered.
És akkor kérdeztek így a videó alatt a chaten arról, hogy lesz-e fall damage, meg mántokról, de hát majd nyilván.
Check that video out. Not right now, but later, when you need your fix. But in regards to the fall damage from jumping off a cliff into the water, will there be an element of that?
Lesz fall damage, nyilván.
Not in the water, probably.
Oh no,
hát a vízben nyilván bele lehet esni egy bizonyos szintig.
Because what we want to do is make sure that with the usage that's present in game,
hogyha ilyen magasról leesel vannak és földre esel, akkor
areas of the ship that are very elevated, and we want players to have a risk associated if they were to, let's say, fumble and fall off that ship.
Vízre vonatkozóan is lesz fall damage, nem lesz olyan erős, mint a földre esésnél. Hogy a tengeri harcnál is, meg a hajókezelésnél is akarják majd, hogy legyen ott ilyen kis kockázat, amikor mondjuk felmászol az árbocra és lecsúszol, akkor az ne legyen olyan, hogy úgyse essen le, meg úgyse lesz semmi bajod, hanem megsérülhetsz, ha leesel.
In another game that had naval play, I really enjoyed the risk that was present when, you would have to climb up the mast or access, the radar.
You wanted to use a glider. You had to have kind of your glider mounts prepared and stuff like that.
Mint az Arcade-ben.
Jump down without falling.
Ott is így volt.
Right, yeah.
Akartam mászni,
or, if you're a caster, you might have
kellett, hogy...
levitate or fall style.
Jeff doesn't like fall damage.
No, I like fall damage. I'm just, it's
Jeff nem szereti a fall damage-et.
Bug, like it's the water is being treated like ground there.
Yep.
We will have like sort of differentiating things there, but I was just when I saw it, I was like, oh, that was wrong.
Tehát lesz full damage, de a vízben nem ugyanaz lesz, mint a földön. Na, ez a lényeg.
Okay, cool. I know we would be here all day if we answered every question, but we do have a lot of other things to get to, but hopefully I covered a lot of the stuff that I noticed that was going on in chat. So we have something else that I want to show you. It is web design.
Megmutatjuk az új oldalt. Na, nézzük.
It's still, being a work in progress, but we are
scheduled for
a late February
remélhetőleg nagy változás lesz a mostanihoz képest.
Now, this doesn't mean all of our features are going to be available, but I have been working really hard on this ever since I started. I've been really excited to get the website going, so a little sneak peek. So first, this imagery kind of gives you like the style of where I'm going with our website. And a lot of those things do website design as well. But that kind of gives you that. We will also have a login process, and you'll be able to also sign up with your Google, your Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. So there will be single sign-on solution options for that. Also VK, so it will be specific to your region. Now, some of these features will not launch at the beginning of the website launch, but there will be a lot of that. And then I also have a little video kind of that plays through, like I just scroll through and kind of showcase some of the elements that are on the site. But yeah, I'm going to try to make it very clear to you, what is on it. When you interact with things, like there will be hover effects and click effects. You'll be able to sign into your account, look at your account page and things like that. That top bar will, expand across all of our sites. There will be information on all of our different classes and things like that coming down the line as well. We have our news section and all of that jazz as well. And when you click on the news, we'll also be able to provide you all of the details. Like obviously this is all just information to showcase the product itself. But yeah, we're working really hard on it, and that's kind of the stuff that we're doing. Obviously it's not finished. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little teaser of what you can see in the future in regards to our design. Moving on from there, unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
That was great.
Yay!
It's looking good.
I'm excited. I'm probably going to cry whenever we launch because I've wanted a new website for a while. I think I just want to make sure it's really clear what's going on and where things are. The shop will also get a redesign. I don't feel comfortable sharing the looks of that yet because I'm still working on the design with them. But the shop will get a
bolt részt is átdolgozott, de azt még nem mutatja meg.
So,
yeah. And just to give you guys some insight, obviously the platform related things such as the website took a little bit of a back seat because our internal resources really didn't get prioritized for website related work. They were more towards the game and the back end functionality of the account systems. But we've had a really great
weboldal átdolgozás az nem olyan gyors, mert nem a prioritás, főleg a játékon dolgoznak.
You guys probably never heard of them before, but they've done a great job in helping augment kind of the platform team and the workload that's necessary for the website. And Margaret's taken a great hand in kind of directing that design philosophy and whatnot. So good job on that front.
Yeah, it's been really cool. They've been awesome to work with, and we're like a little team that we have, and it's been pretty cool seeing everything come to fruition. A lot of the stuff that they're working on is on the back end of it, the connection of everything. But as we're getting closer to launch, we'll be launching all the different features. As Steven said in the creative director's letter, I'll be putting together an article that goes over, with the launch of it, as well as like what you can expect in the future.
Hogy mi lesz még berakva, ami az induláskor nem már, mint amikor lecserélik az újra.
Post about this, but we are not updating the forums currently. That will be in a later phase as well for looks.
A forum az egyelőre marad, az meg később.
The content that's on the site, it'll just be more of like what it looks like.
But you can rest assured that, as the new site rolls out, there will be phases where you will see consistent updates and reworking being done to facilitate a better, easy transition to a more user-friendly back office as well as the front-end stuff.
Yeah,
your
felhasználóbarátabb legyen. It's going to look a lot different. It'll be easier for you to see all of your security options as well as selecting your email options, and we'll have some documentation stuff for content creators as well as some other elements in there.
Tartalomkészítőknek is lesznek részek.
Regarding that and like stats and stuff. So we'll be bringing all of those things online. That's definitely a lot of stuff that I hear your concerns, and I will make sure that those are in there. yeah, we're working on all of that. So yeah, it will be exciting. As well as even on our CS front, we'll be kind of making some updates on that for the look and style of the CS page as well. So we're doing a lot of work, and if you have any feedback, definitely toss us on the forums. Toast is amazing and always gets us like the design feedback from all the fronts. So if you have web feedback or things that you'd like to see features, definitely
Toast is ugye válaszol a kérdésekre a fórumon.
Toss them
Igazából
Toast way,
tök jó az a
and I'll
csaj.
make sure that I
Szuper.
read that and comment on it as well.
Egyetértek.
Jeff, I just noticed in the bottom right-hand corner that face, and it
Oh,
scared the heck out of me for like just a moment. Like I was looking at the stream, and I
Látjátok,
was like, oh,
Jeff
what is
mögött
that? That's
megint ott van
eyes.
a,
Oh, no.
itt van a Thomas.
almost
Izé,
there.
volt egy ilyen
I
mém,
loved
ugye azt hiszem valamelyik pár hónappal ezelőtti
You don't see anything?
pár hónappal ezelőtti streamben mindig közelebb jött Jeffhez, hogy hátulról a vonat valahogyan. És ugye volt egy Jeff ott beszél, és Thomas ott mozdulj meg, megeszi. Most megint ott van hátul.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah. That's not child's
Creepy.
friendly. Okay, moving on from there, unless you guys have anything else you want to add on the web design front or design front. Let's move on to our environment art. Obviously,
Most mindig oda fog menni a szemem arra a mozdonyra.
But we will kind of showcase a little bit more of
Na,
more
ez a
things,
hínár,
'cause
a
why not
furcsán
more
mozgó
art?
hínár.
So this first thing is beach decals, and I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about beach decals and what that entails, Stephen or Jeff.
Ja, itt mászkáltak az előbb.
Well, it's
ugye?
just a way to sort of break up the underlying like landscape textures. Basically, they change their form. They're a little bit dynamic, so every time you place one down, it's in a little bit of a different shape. So it kind of breaks up some of the monotony and the repetition of what's going on underneath it. But yeah.
Right. And then moving on from there, we have our props, and we have quite a few props in here.
Asztalok.
That have
De
been
ez nem
created.
ember, szerintem ez
Obviously,
valami
we're
elfes,
showing
nem?
the phases of these from concept into
Ezek
finalized
már
art.
modellnek.
Now
Ó,
you're getting to see
szőnyegek,
some
na ilyet
other
sem mutattak
pieces,
még.
like rugs. I know we've been showing a lot of beds in the past, but now you're seeing some chairs,
Látszik,
some
ilyen
tables.
orientális sztájra mennek rá.
For my tavern.
Ágyak.
Yeah.
És mi már volt mondjuk
Exactly.
ilyesmi. Ilyesmi
There's
hát.
another bunk bed version of this. We talked about bunk beds in a previous live stream.
Ó, ez mi itt ez
people thought
középen?
about-
Könyves polc?
The great thing
Ó,
about having
de durván néz
so
ki.
many cultures in our MMORPG, right? I mean, I
Székek.
don't, when I play
Ez is
MMOs, I tend to
elfszék
see maybe
szerintem.
4 races, 5 races. It's very rare that I find an MMO with more than that. But the great thing
Asztal.
about these prop sets is that
Kis
there
lapos
are
asztal.
unique
Milyen jól néz
sets
ki
of
az
props that are
idő.
being created for each of the 9 cultures that exist within the game. If you
Ez már
think
volt.
about that, it's just such a large amount of available furniture pieces that then will also lend to character and, house customization, which is such an
Mondjuk
important thing,
nem
I
tudom, hogy
think,
csak ilyen
for
stílusú szőnyegek
making a
lesznek-e, vagy
game
lesz
your
más
home,
is
so to speak,
esetleg.
is the ability to express yourself in a unique way that isn't just cookie cutter for everybody, and it's not a small selection of choice. But there's
Ez
going
a
to be a
könyvespolc, ez
wide
nagyon jól
array
néz ki
of
itt középen.
opportunity for players to
Valahol
really
tetszik.
make their space their own. And that's what you seeing these updates with these props constantly. You're like, oh my gosh, another set of furniture, another set of chair,
We
But
have a
ultimately,
lot of houses and a lot
Hey,
of buildings, and you're gonna
exactly.
you all have your own style that you're gonna want to decorate.
És ugye
your
ezek
houses
olyan
in,
bútorok,
you have to
amiket majd
think about
a
all
saját
of
házikodba
those
berakhatsz.
things. And
Right.
Meg le lehet
housing in games
gyártani,
is
meg ilyenek.
insane. I don't know how many of you guys got involved in housing in a lot of other MMOs, but people get a little crazy. They do lots
Absolutely.
and they put other things together to make other things. It's just bonkers.
And that's the best. That's really the best thing. I mean, I remember, Jeff was recounting to me one time a few months ago about the cool creations that people had in EverQuest. I was just listening to him tell me about that, and I was just like, that's pretty awesome.
Someone used like plates at one point and like angled them weird to make blinds, and then put like a child. It was just amazing. It's crazy what they put together to like make stuff. But
give players tools, and they'll do really awesome things with them.
I know people are trying to guess what race this is, but
Tök jó lesz majd berendezni a házat.
primarily
Ó, szújbírom.
I think 1 or 2 of the rugs are Junior as well. So, or Kalar, sorry, not Junior. You guys were saying they're Junior, but they're not.
Na, ez például emberi.
Moving
Volt,
on
valamelyik
from
emberi volt.
there, we have
Nem elfes.
some tropics. Now you got to see a lot of this in-game, but we didn't get to stop in all
Evok
the
házak nem.
locations. So I wanted to make sure that I got to showcase
Erdei
some of the
kunyhók, vagy
areas
nem
that you
tudom,
might
mik
not have
ezek.
gotten to see necessarily.
Azok a ketrecek ott nem.
Very, very cool stuff. It's amazing to see all of the work that our art team has been doing. Obviously,
csomóféle, ugye mindegyik fajnak, ugye van 8 faj,
and, you know, we had Bacon
9,
on,
bocsánat,
like, that team
túlnákat is számolom, mert miért ne számolnám.
and
De mindegyiknek saját stílusa lesz, szóval minimum 8 féle széked lehet, de inkább több, mert ugye nyilván nem egyféle lesz mindegyiknek. Tehát annyiféle bútort, meg mindenféle vicckockot lehet meggyártani, hogy csak győzd. És ez tök jó, például az úton itt látod, ott van az a kocsinyom. Elvileg az utak úgy vannak, hogy minél fejlettebbek a városok, vagy a nódok, annál jobb az út is. Tehát össze csak ilyen kis ösvény van, aztán utána ugye szélesebb ilyen földút, mint itt a képen, aztán utána elvileg jobb isnak is kell lennie. Evok falu.
Gravity that we want to see in MMOs. So the team's doing a great job in
Szóval ezek a Hawaii törpék
one step
laknak,
at a
vagy?
time. I mean, it's a very large
Oh.
Speaking of large, these flowers are so cool, like mushroom flowers.
De jól nézik, és milyen nagyok, oda néz háromszor akkor, mint egy ember.
Keith worked on these and
Na, ilyeneket még nem láttam a játékban. Ez új gombavilágok. Még úgy nézem, ez föld alatti lesz, mert ilyen világítós tudsz. De jól néz ki.
Yeah, they're so cool. It's very beautiful. I love it.
I was telling, I don't remember who I was telling, but I was like, you know, who knows what these trees might do? They could be environmental hazards. They could have some like noxious gas that comes out. Oh, whoops, yeah, it was PI.
Hát, hogy még veszélyesek is lesznek, majd kiesznek ilyen, mit tudom én, méregfelhőt, meg hasonló. Vagy leeresztik a liánokat, aztán elkapnak. Akár.
And of course, we're going to move on to our character art, and I think this is a good like segue into that. So many cool character art pieces. Now you've seen some turtles. This is the timeless terrapin. I kind of wanted to showcase. We've been showing off a lot of like the final product, but I kind of wanted to show you guys before they even get their textures on them what they look like. So this is the timeless terrapin. That was part of it, and then also we have.
Ezt ugye kiraktam a Facebook csoportba, ez annak a lángoló hajónak a work in progress képe. Ez meg, de most ez hogy néz ki a konceptárton? De megint jobban néz ki valószínűleg, mint a konceptárt.
It's because there's a lot going on that concept. Because I was like, I really want this turtle to be like. It's got stuff grown on it. Like
ez is milyen részletes már komolyan.
Area for, you know, ever. So
now the ship reveal is actually one of the first ships that has begun getting modeled.
Szerintetek ez modern vagy karthal?
To the geo, like
itt az orra. Jó kérdés, nem?
But Atkins has done an awesome job in getting this started, and just to give you some. Just to give you some context in the size, like that is a frigate class ship, so it's not necessarily the largest, but it is a larger one, and
nagyobb hajó ez a lángoló,
roughly a raid worth of individuals, so up to almost 40 people.
When I was
legalább 40 ember fér rá.
Because there's nothing like that concept, so I was like, I want this creature, like showing like a bunch of different angles of the creature and like where I would like it to be showcased on the boat, and then the type of boat that kind of like really meshed well with the style of the creature, and I think they just pulled it off really well. So I'm excited to see it actually like in game. I'm like pumped.
Yeah, and just to give you guys context also on kind of the, you know, having that many people on a ship.
Mármint hogy lesz annyi mi?
Really the intent is for the ship is, in essence a vehicle.
Hát biztos, hogy lesz maximum nem magyarkában, vagy hát magyarkánokra mi a jellemző, hogy is tudod. Jani egy csinál saját klánt, mert klánvezér akar lenni, Jani 2 csinál egy klánt, mert klánvezér akar lenni, és akkor Jani 1 és Jani 2 el akar ugrálni 5 emberrel, és egyikük se jut semmire. Igen.
All right, and then we have moving on from there.
Sajnos a magyar kánokra ez a jellemző.
I know Steven has also
tisztelt a kivételnek, olyan is van, de azért elég ritka.
Sneak peeked this before as well.
Well, we showed, you know, actually, I think we showed that in the past. The Corvid Cascade completed model, but not in game.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh no, the next thing is Tide Snapper. But this is just primarily to show the water.
Az ilyen vízi, nem tudom, Loch Ness szörny. Loch Nessi szörny, nem tudom mi ez.
Jim did a great job. You know, obviously this was some commentary we had seen from players during the test. You know, why doesn't the water interact with my feet? Why doesn't it interact with my mount? You know, those are polish areas that don't come online usually this early in game development, obviously, right? These are kind of things that we address later on. We try to get the bulk and the core things kind of situated first. But Jim did a great job doing a pass on this particular Tide Snapper and seeing the water effects kind of react with its actions.
Yeah, and then this is the Corvid Castigator.
Ez a pestis doktoros cucc, amit ugye én nem vettem meg. Ez volt ugye Baconnek a karakterén az előbb a videóban. Ó, megcsinálta.
An extra one in here. They're very excited about it. And Steven actually showed an in-game screenshot on our social. So definitely go check out our social media. You can actually see it in-game as well.
Verzió, miért
And
vannak
you saw it
szarva?
today with Bacon for a moment.
For
until we
a
lost
hot
him.
minute.
Until we lost him.
Igen, mondják is, hogy Bacon és ez volt, csak hát ugye eltűnt.
This Junior Robes
Hegyi törpe cuccok. Ó, fura, hogy ott ki van szürkézve, nem?
Kind of conversation you want to talk about this with in regards to like leveling up and attaining new armor and things of that sort.
Oh, sure, yeah. So
these
are examples kind of lower level gear. We're doing a little bit of an audit and rework on some of the gear that's been seen. Oh my gosh, it is raining cats and dogs.
It really is.
It is, yeah.
Oh my gosh. But we're doing a little bit of an audit and rework with some of the starting gear that's present in the current alpha in anticipation for the alpha in April. And this is an example of some of the junior robes that are going to be present, and really the character team just does an amazing job. You know, it's been a progression, and they just continually are getting better and better and better. And it's going to be, I think, really cool for you guys to start seeing later down the road some high-end gear, because up till now, really all you've seen
ugye, hogy fejlődünk, majd egyre jobb
levels
lesz a
1 through
cuccunk,
10, 10 through
úgy látványra is nyilván, bár hozzáteszem, hogy az alapcucc sem néz ki rosszul, és még nem láttunk ugye endgame geart, vagy hát high-end geart, de majd az is lesz lassan megmutatva, aztán nézd meg, ez is ott a szélén, annak a köntösnek micsoda minták vannak, meg mit tudom én. Nagyon brutál.
All of these things progress as you move further down that road, as we're accustomed to.
Some people are like, they don't want to see it because they want it to be a surprise. I really like this chest plate.
Nem mindenki akarja látni, mert mondjuk ez is igaz, meglepetés legyen.
It's cool.
Yeah, do we know who did this one?
I probably could figure it out if I went through the stuff, but I'm running all the things. So moving on from here, we have some Empyrean hair. So I know some folks were asking for longer hairstyles, more feminine hairstyles. So here we're going to showcase a couple screenshots of that. And then actually I have a turntable of this hair as well.
I think Jinsey did this hair, and just to give you guys, you know, an idea, like, again, character art's always progressing, but you can see here kind of the quality and standard that we're aiming for when it comes to, you know, these types of, as Jeff put it, putting a bow on things, right? You said yesterday, and it really stuck with me. Yeah, hair is essentially a bow.
Nézd hogy milyen részekből áll ott a lábvédője, meg ott oldalta, meg ott a kezén. Pedig ez szerintem valami alapgír. Elf a csaj? Elf? Hogy is a füle? Elf? Így fognak kinézni az elfek? Tehát akik gyakorlatilag emberek hosszú füllel, jó van. Mert az arca az totál ember. Akkor az elfek nem lesznek olyanok, mint mondjuk az Elder Scrolls-ban, hogy egy kicsit olyan érdekesebb, alienesebb fejük van. Nem gyakorlatilag emberek hosszú füllel. Akkor ez viszont ez egy Empyrean páncél lehet, valószínűleg alappáncél.
A really long time on character for your character. Just put a yes in chat. I'm curious.
Azt a kérdés, hogy ki vetsz sok időt a karakter kreálásba, hát nyilván mindenki.
Just creating their character, so they want to like prepare it and save the template so that like on launch day they have it. Yeah.
Külön ki fogják majd adni a karakterkészítőt, tehát majd így előre meg lehet csinálni, hogy elmenteni, és akkor csak kell tölteni.
When MMO launch days come and the MMO does not provide you an opportunity to access the character creator and save
I
your
know,
options
right?
prior, because now you're having to deal with the option of, oh my gosh, I need to rush to get in game so I can level as quickly as possible, versus I want to spend time on my character and I'm going to have to buy a cosmetic potion later on so I can change what I did to just accepted the presets.
Totally.
But another funny thing, and Jeff and I used to play Pathfinder often, 3 or 4
Ugye
years ago.
kétféle játékos van, aki egy napot tölt a karakterkrásra, a másik meg beüt akármit, és rohan fejlődni, és később vesz egy ilyen átalakító cuccot, és akkor úgy beállt, amit akar.
Creating kind of the unique mechanics that can be built off of its skill sets.
Mondjuk én biztos nem indulok el úgy, hogy nem csináltam olyan karaktert, amit tetszik.
To a greater extent because it's visual as opposed to
nem azon a X időn fog múlni, szerintem.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Főleg nem ebben a játékban.
Characters because they didn't look right to me in the mirror. Even though you never really see your character, like they just didn't look right in game, and I had to go back to the drawing board. Like, you need it.
That is funny.
That's funny, yeah. I play a lot of tabletop, so for me, I totally get where you're coming from, Stephen, on that front. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
And I'm really get into it. And actually, it's so funny in the
nem úgy
tabletop
maga a
stuff,
stílus, hanem maga ugye a hajnak a...
commit actions that I feel
ahogy
are
meg van
appropriate
csinálva a
from a
haj.
roleplay perspective for my character based on its backstory. But the other players at the table won't understand, and they'll think I'm just being a punk. What? Like what?
Like killing my character after we had an agreement.
Wait, what was that? Wait, no, remind me, what happened? I don't remember.
Jeff, don't worry, he's killed my characters too.
It was what?
Mi? Steven megölt mindenki.
It was a custom race.
Játékban.
Oh yeah, we made a race that lived underground. We were called the Vodwar.
Yes, and you took out one of our party members, and
That's
because you were racist against us, because you were overlanders.
I wasn't. I made an agreement with you. I'm like,
Játok valami fajt maguknak, és akkor kinyírni.
I could kill you now, but I won't. Let's keep moving forward. And then when I was sleeping, you killed me.
Well, to be fair, I could kill you now is a veiled threat, and we had to kill you because we can't just let somebody who thinks they can kill us live. That was not that was not congruent with our racist personalities that we built. So I'm sorry I killed you, Jeff. I apologize.
But you're a great example of sticking to character.
Kinyírtak a támunkba.
I love it. Oh, great.
De előtte figyelmeztette, hogy akár most is megölhetné őket, de inkább álmában ölte meg.
Probably Montes and Brontes are missing each other right now. You've ruined a family, Stephen.
Montes and Brontes were too powerful. They were like some die-hard cheesy character barbarians that you and Brian made, and it was just an affront to the campaign. They had to die.
Come on. We were shield bros. We were...
A little power gamer. Although to be fair, Jeff is the worst power gamer. I will say that.
We were told to make a character who we... Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
We were told to make powerful characters because they're probably going to die.
Túl elsők voltak a karaktereik, amiket csináltak.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Sorry, I derailed the conversation.
Okay, it's fine. All right.
Eltérnek a témától.
Let's go to the next thing. We have the Thundering Bolt Beast. And actually, I have a video of this, so I'm going to play that. For you all here.
Nem már! Ez is volt egy skin, hogy hívják.
This is the creation of it. And I apologize in advance to our team when I sent over the design for this, and not the concept. Before we even got to concept, they're like,
valamikor volt ez a villámos téma.
Bodies. Why are there so many wings?
Yeah, well, let's just say when I found out about it afterwards, I was like, Margaret, what are you doing?
Look, I'm following the guidelines now. I just got really excited, and
ez is jobban néz ki, mint a konceptált volt, pedig a solt kutya.
What you're seeing here from a scale perspective for the writer is not going to be the accurate scale of a tier 2 mount. This would be, so this is an example of a mount that's tier 2 that you'll have
tier 2-es mount.
Purchase this. But it can be applied as a royal mount as well. And essentially, if a royal mount is available to you because you're either a lord of a castle or
de ugye lehet belőle royal mount is, ami ugye azt jelenti, hogy a kastély uraknak meg a polgármestereknek. A metropolis polgármestereknek. Ezt a skint rá lehet húzni egy olyanra is. Ó, de durva.
I think you guys are gonna have fun with that.
Mezei tier 2-esként meg ugye lebeg. Nagyon brutál.
I'm excited to see kind of what you guys design as far as monster abilities for it and stuff. It looks sick.
Komolyan mondom, kezdek megijedni, hogy tényleg minden jobban néz ki, mint a konceptáltan, és nagyon brutális.
But yeah, I think that is going to be it for our
Most képzeld el ezeket a lilákat, meg kékeket így élőben a játékban.
Usually, we put up a Q&A over on our forums, and Toast, our lovely senior community manager, who's amazing, Lieutenant Toast always kind of puts together the answers for people.
Ja,
so even if your answers don't get or even if your questions don't get answered here, she does an amazing job of trying to answer as many as that she can on the forums. Now, not all of them are going to get answered, but if they're repeated ones that we've answered like a million times already, she's usually pretty good about getting those to you guys. As well as I noticed that some of our community has already been doing that, so thank you. That saves time on Toast's front too. So please keep doing that. It helps us a ton. But our first question here is going to be from Haxon on the forums, and this is regarding tavern NPCs. Will tavern NPCs only be able to sell items from players, or will they be able to buy items as well?
Buy items, as in...
Ugye lesznek fogadók, amiket a játékosok irányítanak, és ott ugye lesznek NPC-k, és a kérdés arra vonatkozik, hogy itt csak azokat a dolgot árulja majd az NPC, amiket a fogadós berak, vagy lehet majd neki eladni cuccokat is.
So essentially the way that the tavern NPCs are going to work is you'll have patrons of either in-node taverns that will have the ability to list items as part of that NPC's merchant
tehát törzs vendégek majd berakhatnak cuccokat eladásra,
mainly be around food and drink and
és főleg ilyen kaja, meg ilyesmi, ami ugye beleillik a fogadóba. Magyarul, ha te egy szakács vagy, és csinálsz kaját, akkor és van egy ilyen fogadó, ahova sokat jársz, akkor ott az NPC-nek majd berakhatod a kajádat, tegyük fel, eladásra, és ezt megvehetik másik játékosok. Ez jó. És ugye ezért kapnak buffot, meg mit tudom én. Na, ez tök jó. Vagy mindenki elzarándokol a híres, mit tudom én, Santa-féle mókus levesét.
Our next question is from Digital Wind and Dara Chris, and I apologize in advance.
Fogadók is egy baromi érdekes rész lesz, azt tuti.
This one's regarding marriage. How might marriage affect housing? Will our freeholds still be separate or
házasság az hogyan hat majd a házakra? Külön maradnak.
But on the front of like permissions for your housing and freeholds, you'll be able to set those, just to preface that part.
So one of the big benefits that comes with marriage, and we haven't really discussed entirely what
hát mi nem nagyon beszéltek annyira a házasságrendszerről, de
one of the big ones is that there will be a family system in the game, and that family
lesz egy családrendszer,
but the marriage will add a
bizonyos határok között.
So essentially that if you marry in, you're going to be able to augment your family cap by +1 when you marry.
Mondjuk a házassággal lehet növelni a résztvevők számát.
To share permissions, to enjoy the benefits of that.
Can I adopt Jeff as my child?
I thought we were against adoption. Jeff didn't let me have.
Ezzel több embert be lehet majd vonni a családba, például.
Children?
No children, but adult. Okay.
Adult adoption?
I thought we were doing the whole children at orphanage thing.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, there are children in Vera that need parents.
Because they lost them to a fire.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. To go back to the marriage, did you have any other benefits that you wanted to talk about? Or how they relate to freeholds or housing or anything?
These systems later on are going to be discussed, but right now they're still kind of
pontos részletekről nyilván majd később lesz szó, mert igazából ez most csak ilyen körvonalakban van meg.
Section on our website that will go over it too once things are more finalized on the design front too. So our next question is from Jamation, and they would like to know things about mail. In regards to this, if I want to mail another player a social message without items, will it be received instantly, or will
a mailrendszer hogyan fog működni, hogy azonnal megkapja a levelet a játékban a másik, vagy nem? Azonnal.
We're still discussing how mailing system is going to work from an item standpoint. Obviously, we can't allow mailing to include any type of resource material or raw gatherable.
Korlátozott lesz az item küldési lehetőség az in-game mailben, mert nyilván olyan, tehát mondjuk alapanyagokat például az olyan nem lesz, hogy elküldöd a haverodnak a következő városba sok alapanyagot mailen, mert nyilván akkor az kiüti a karavánrendszer. Hát ezekre majd figyelnek, hogy eléggé,
And
tehát
then
nem
our
lehet
next
majd mindent
question is
elmélezni.
from Haikaiju, and they want to know in regards to races, will you be able to change your character's race for
Meg
other
lehet-e majd
races?
változtatni a karakternek a faját?
No, I don't think, Jeff. I don't think
No.
we're going to allow race changes.
Well, remember we did talk about this for guilds, possibly, where you can be considered a different race for that.
Right, I know what you're talking
for
about.
augments, it's a little bit different, and I don't think we're going to go down that road. We could if we wanted to, but
Nem igazán.
I'm not sure. Like that's a much deeper sort of discussion. We have to game out.
Még szerintem ez valószínűleg csak problémákat okozna,
Yeah,
mert ugye
exactly.
vannak
I think I'm with you on
ahhoz
that one.
kötött statok, meg augmentek, meg minden.
I think that your primary
Úgyhogy
archetype
igazából
selection and your race selection should be, because they have gameplay influences, should be final. We do allow the secondary archetype change.
Na, és azt mondja, hogy az ilyen elsődleges dolgok azok annyira hatással vannak a játékra, hogy azokat
And our next question is from Floki, and Floki wants to talk about a little bit about roads. Will paths and roads be pre-generated, or will they dynamically come into existence based on player movement and activity, maybe nodes coming to
life? Alakulnak majd ki az utak, erről beszéltem az előbb.
Both.
Hogy amerre sokan járkálnak, ott lesz egy út, vagy így maguktól, mind a kettő, azt mondja.
Essentially driven by pre-placed routes that
előzetesen ilyen előre lerakott utak lesznek, ami a legfontosabb részeket kötik össze. Azokból lesznek ilyen elágazások. Amikor főleg akkor jönnek elő, amikor fejlődik a város a környéken.
As nodes advance, there are points of interest, as Jeff was discussing earlier, these POIs.
Ugye, ahogy fejlődnek, hogy megjelennek az érdekes részek, és akkor azokhoz is lesz majd út.
Coverage with multiple nodes, but depending on which node advances to the stage that activates the point of interest, it'll create these capillary
mivel több nód is lehet, hát attól függően aktiválódnak az utak is, ahogy amelyik nód fejlődik. A főutak azokat kalapból megvannak így előre lerakva.
Villages and towns that then spawn off separate capillaries that kind of lead to the points of interest in these areas that are hunting grounds. Those are not exposed initially, and they come online as
csak a kisebbeket azokat így, akkor a világ fejlődésével jönnek el a kisebb utak.
This idea that like players kind of create the path by walking over an area over and over again, right? And that kind of dynamicism is probably not going to happen. That's a whole other set of technological challenges that would be involved there. It would be very, very cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
But really like wouldn't be right for our game, I don't think.
It'd be hard to, yeah.
I'm just ready to see players spell things with that.
Lehetne úgy is, hogy azok az utak jönnek, ahol sok játékos mászkál. Hát azt így játéktechnikailag elég nehéz lenne megcsinálni.
Hey, look, never mind. I'm not going to bring up another game. I was going to bring up another game of people putting coins on the ground and dropping them.
Yes, Lineage!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
You knew.
No, I'm going to tell you right now, just real quick story.
I worked on that game, and so I saw
super
I had
toxic.
to clean up. I had to clean up.
Lineage 2-ben.
This is super toxic for me.
Azon nem játszottam.
But there was a tactic back in the old like Chronicle 2 days where you would lay down like thousands of single Adina across the castle field so that when players would come up, they'd have to load all those individual Adina assets. it was like,
you're the problem.
I didn't do that. No.
Volt egy ilyen trükk, hogy egy csomó ilyen kis cuccot lepakoltak, és amikor jöttek a támadók, akkor ugye be kellett tölteniük a csomó kis cuccot. Nyilván akkor ott álltak. Ravasz.
But you had to.
Oh my gosh. And then the people on the other side, me, trying to deal with the customer service side of it.
Let me preface this. Don't do as I did. Do as I say. Don't do that in Ashes, or else we're going to have a problem.
Oh my gosh. All right. That's too funny. Now our next question here is from Preston. I don't know how you want it to be pronounced here, in regards to chat bubbles. And I think this might have been a follow-up from our PI meeting, so now maybe it's coming out public. Do you plan to add a player toggle for overhead chat bubbles? And I know a lot of RP folks really would like to see something like this.
Chat bubble, én azt nem szeretem, amikor tudod megjelenik, amit ír a chatbe a karakter feje fölött, tehát az borzasztó.
We will include so we do want to include chat bubbles. We do want to include a host of options that will allow you to sort of manage those bubbles.
Lesznek csillagok, de remélem ki lehet kapcsolni majd.
No, you don't see just a field of bubbles and no structures.
Nem szeretem a totál
so that people who are, you know,
belerondít az immersionbe, amikor ott megjelennek mint a képregényben a buborékok.
Can set it how they want.
Most nincs az a célkereszt, az annyi a kurzor? A kurzorral mutogatja. Ha ott a neve fölött balra mondod azt a izét. Nem célkereszt, nem a kurzor.
I think it would be cool.
Ja, az egész.
I don't think you should be able to
rename
the summoner, the
hát még ott,
like creature type, like that should be like a part
az
of
a kurzor
nameplate
volt.
above it. But it'd be cool if you could customize the name of the summon itself, right? Like so you'd have like, you know, you'd have like the tortoise wizard, right? That's the type of summon, and then under that you'd have Bob. You know what I mean?
Well, see, a lot of people troll in regards to like putting their name as their pet's name, so it can be like a PvP strategy.
Oh yeah, no, for real. I did that all the time. In fact, I would make my guild name all of their pets my name. Whenever we went into a siege, and we would all summon the pets, and there would just be hundreds of me, and that helped a little bit, especially in Lineage when you could slash target and people would run those macros, and they would be like all assist slash target, you know, sorcerer or whatever, and I would just die with 1,000 bolts in me. It was very beneficial.
Also, I would like to see fan art of Bob the Tortoise Wizard. So in the community creations, Toast, keep your eye out if you find one. I'll be looking for it. I want to spotlight that.
Again, though, real quick, I'd like to preface: you probably shouldn't do that. What I just described, the whole castle thing and the hundreds of pets. That's not a very friendly tactic. And then, additionally, don't name your pets something bad. So just.
Oh yeah, we have name filters and stuff.
Nevezzük el a peteket valami rossz néven. Hát tudja, hogy lesznek ilyenek, hogyha szabad kezet adnak a névadásban. Biztos lesz egy-két figura, aki érdekes nevet ad.
Definitely report things if you see stuff that's inappropriate. During testing, there might not be as many filters set up, so please be respectful.
I don't think I should have mentioned these things that I did
No,
in the
you
past,
probably shouldn't.
Now many of these players are probably didn't.
Volt egy pár dolog, amit nem kellett volna megemlíteni, mert tudja, hogy ki lesznek próbálva.
It's okay. Well, I'll just ban you. No, I'm just kidding.
Sad.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, we will be keeping our eye out for like misbehavior. So try to play nice.
Próbálnak figyelni mindenféle ilyesmire.
Take action on guilds and things like that. Shalal is our next question here regarding a map interface.
Nem lesznek érdekes nevek, de hát nyilván nem fognak tudni mindent kiszűrni. Lehetne majd a térképre mindenféle jeleket rakni, meg ilyesmiket.
It's a super strong desire of ours because many of us are guild oriented. Obviously, the Ashes is meant to be built around community, and having that type of administrative function available just makes things easier. And you know, personally, I'm a huge proponent of those types of things coming from a guild leader.
It would have been handy when you were talking to Bacon to be able to ping him to tell him where to go.
Ja, jó jött volna, amikor Bacon eltévedt, aztán meg se találtak egy.
I think he was stuck. I think he said he got stuck.
He was talking about being under a rock or something, so I'm not sure. Okay, cool. So is that a yes, basically? Is yes, we will try to provide as many tools as we can. All right.
For sure.
Up front. And then we have AFO who wants to, or IFO? Let me know. I don't know. Regarding mules, what happens to my mule with items in its inventory upon death?
If
I die, mi történik a szállító? Szállított cuccokkal, vagy szamárral, szállítóállattal, hogyha meghal a karakter.
If they are droppable, capable of being picked up by another player.
Ledob egy bizonyos részt, és azt felveheti más karakter, vagy más játékos.
So, you know, or could someone like take your mule from you? Like, let's say you die and your mule is just standing there.
No, they can't. Oh, no. They'd have to kill
it first. Okay. There you
go. Ezt meg kell ölniük. Hát te meghalsz, és egy ideig ott marad, ahol meghaltál, ott marad mondjuk a szamarad, a cuccokkal, és akkor, ha nem érsz vissza, akkor megölhetik, meg elvehetik egy bizonyos részét a cuccoknak.
So they won't be able to see inside specifically, but as part of the caravan structure itself, there will be little hints as to what the what the cargo is.
Lehetne majd látni a karavánon, hogy mi van benne. Itt konkrétan nem, de lesznek ilyen jelek, amiből így lehet következtetni arra, hogy mi van. Tehát, hogy még vas, vagy arany, vagy valami. De lesznek ilyen jelek a karavánokon, és akkor abból lehet így kitalálgatni, hogy valószínűleg mi van benne.
There will be portions of the cosmetic that are identified as having descriptor
és azért akkor is, hogyha ráhúz egy skint az illető.
So even the cosmetics will have
tehát a skineknek is van ilyen része, ahol megmutatják az árut.
Okay, cool. Just wanted, I figured that might be a follow-up that people might have. All right, and that is our questions for our January development update. This is a long one as well, but hopefully you all enjoyed it.
These are an hour and a half.
Well, this is like 2 hours. Jeff, this one was like 2 hours.
Was it 2? No,
yeah,
it's only 12:30.
Oh, well, no, that's true. Because I start early for the stream starting, so never mind, my stream is longer. True, it is like an hour and a half, pretty much. Well, the goal is to have
it be an hour. Bonus content.
Yeah, it's like usually a half an hour bonus content.
Before we end, there was several questions, and I know we didn't really mention this, but there was a creative director's letter that was sent out. If you guys didn't have an opportunity to take a look at it, you can go check on the site. Creative director's letters there. There were a lot of questions with regards to Alpha 1 sales being available again in the future. As I said in the letter, we did receive a lot of good data around our last test that leads me to believe that will likely be the case coming up probably around the end of February. We might coincide with the launch of the new site, so you guys can.
Hát az eddigi adatokból úgy látszik, hogy valószínűleg igen, majd így nagyjából esetleg február vége felé, amikor jön ki az új oldal, azzal nagyjából egy időben, eddig legalábbis úgy van, hogy valószínűleg igen. Hát elvileg, ha tényleg így február vége felé, akkor a márciusi már NDA-mentes alfa 1, vagy pre-alfa 1-be már be is lehet kerülni akkor majd. Hogyha tényleg. Úgy fogalmazott, hogy az eddig adatok alapján valószínűleg február végén, vagy amikor az új oldal kijön, akkor nagyjából személyke megszagolta.
Keep up with what we're doing every month and check out all of the cool content that we put out, as well as all of our social platforms.
Tehát még nem biztos, de inkább úgy néz ki, hogy igen.
Snapchat, obviously here on Twitch, as well as over on our YouTube channel. This video will be up on our YouTube channel as well, so if you're interested in checking it out and reliving the
action, az is kérdés, hogy van milyen formában, meg hogyan oldják ezt meg. Lesz egy külön ilyen rész, amiben csak ez az alfa egy hozzáférés van esetleg. Vagy upgrade-elni lehet a csomagot.
We'll have a new dev discussion coming up in February. It's going to be about classes. So definitely get your feedback in there, because I know they're wrapping up some really cool archetypes and class details, and they want your feedback. So
yeah, we have some really specific questions, and your answers will affect where we go with it.
Yeah, so make sure to do that, and Toast does a great job of recapping those things and tossing them over to.
Akkor jó eséllyel a következő streamben már így biztos lesz, hogy igen, vagy nem.
Already posted in the thread. You can see that in the main post as well, like the main OP post, and she actually updated that section, so check it out. As well as our January cosmetics will be swapping over on February 10th at 11 a.m. So if you want to snag those, snag them now. And beyond that, we have our next Alpha 1 preview playtest scheduled for February 19th. 22nd. So if you are a Breaker of Worlds backer or above, or an Intrepid pack holder, definitely check your emails. Make sure you're checking those, because we will be sending out information in the upcoming weeks regarding that. I think that covers everything. Any final words, Jeff, Steven?
You guys are awesome.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. We continue to love and appreciate your guys' support, tuning in, helping spread the word for the project, and we will do you good.
No, right. You are.
All right. What?
Yes.
Sorry, I was responding, chat.
Wait.
Thank you all so much for the support. We super duper appreciate it. It helps motivate our dev team. We've had some really kind words that you guys have sent our way, as well as amazing fan art and creations. We send those over to our team, and they just adore it. So thank you so much. We're going to get working and continue working really hard on this lovely game that we're making
a kemény
called
munkát a
Ashes of
játékon.
Creation. Also in all the
Köszönjük
places
szépen!
at Ashes of Creation to keep up with us. And we'll see you next month. Toodles!
Hello, guys! Na. Hát akkor ennyi volt a januári. Igazából az a videó arra volt jó, hogy lehetett látni azt a trópus részt egy kicsit. Azon kívül is, amit mondjuk mutogattak ott a boss fight-os videóban. De az egy kicsit más helyen volt, ez a tengerparti rész nagyjából. Meg hát ugye lehetett látni egy pár ilyen bútort, meg ugye a haj, az a karakter árton, az a haj, az még totál úgy volt, azt nem láttam még sehol se. Úgyhogy... ez a kart, ez olyan jól. És... hát meg ugye az, hogy valószínűleg eddig úgy néz ki, hogy valószínűleg lesz majd alfa egyre lehetőség megint. De milyen formában az meg kiderül. Én köszönöm, hogy itt voltál, Szanta, meg hogy itt voltatok. Most annyira sok infó nem volt benne, inkább ilyen hangulati elemek voltak főleg. Kérdésen kívül. De azért nem volt rossz ez a videó ott. Hogy mászkált a izében. A hínárokat még nem láttam. Ez érdekesen festett. Igen, ezedes, neked is köszönöm szépen. Úgyhogy... hát majd február végén megint lesz a következő stream, abban majd meglátjuk, mit mutatnak. Akkor már ugye túl leszünk a következő teszten, úgyhogy biztos, hogy abból is leszűrnek majd valamit. Aztán meglátjuk. Egyébként Szanta, gondolkozol az alfa egyen, hogyha lehet majd venni? Hát. Azért mondom, hogy nem tudjuk, hogy milyen formában, mert lehet, hogy én el tudom képzelni egy olyat, hogy csak egy olyan kis hogy csak alfa egy hozzáférés például. Vagy hogy alfa 1 meg alfa 2 hozzáférés például, és az akkor nem olyan drága, mert ugye... igen, de ugye nem csak a bétát kapod, hanem mellette a cuccokat is. Tehát ott nem a béta a drága igazából, hanem a cuccok. Hogyha megnézed, de mondjuk ha csinálnak egy olyan csomagot, amiben nincsenek cuccok, csak az alfa béta hozzáférés, az elméletileg nem lenne olyan drága. Érted, mit mondok? Hogyha valakit nem érdekelnek a cuccok, csak az alfát, bétát, akármit akar, akkor lehet egy olyan csomag, amiben nincsen semmi, csak ezek a hozzáférések esnek. Elméletileg nem kell olyan drágának lennie. Igen, van benne ember, meg havi előfizetés, meg minden, és ugye az viszi fel az árát igazából, meg ugye az kinek, meg stb. Hát majd meglátjuk, hogy mit találnak ki erre. Ezt a két utat látom, vagy csinálok egy ilyen külön csomagot erre, amiben csak ez van, vagy az, hogy upgrade-elni lehet a csomagokat. Ja, hát majd megint mi is úgyis megírjuk, meg úgyis megmondom, hogyha mondanak valamit, de mondom, szerintem inkább a következő streamen lesz valami info erről bővebben, amikor már túl vannak a következő teszten, meg eldöntötték, hogy tényleg lesz-e. Elképzelhető, hogy észszerű összege is meg lehet csinálni, igen, szóval nem lehetetlen, én azt mondanám inkább. Na, majd meglátjuk. Szóval, köszönöm szépen, hogy voltatok, aztán további kellemes péntek estét. Holnap jövök elméletileg, hogyha a kradék nem vesznek rá a Final Fantasy-re este, akkor a heti epikes játékkal. Vagy Final Fantasy, majd meglátjuk. Sziasztok, további kellemes estét!